So, come and join me on my trip to Isle of Mull, part 1. I don't know about you, but when we go on any trips, we have to have a coffee. Coffee starts us off. Starbucks it is. Start of our holidays with a Starbucks. With a coffee in hand, we jump onto the M6, and for once it's actually moving, which is quite a surprise. Generally it's a car park, but not in this instance. Not a bad journey. For me, the journey starts from Scotland and we get to the Lake District. Generally, the cars will quieten down, it's not so busy. And there's the heart-shaped trees. I don't know if you've ever seen it. You can see it on the right-hand side of the film now. Legend has it this was planted when a young couple were not allowed to be married, so they planted the heart to show their love. Others saying it's where a crash site was. We'll never know. It's a mystery. First stop, T-Bay services. Love stopping here. They've got a farm shop, sell loads of really nice food, and it is always very busy. You can stay over on motorhomes. We've never done it because we just literally call in on the way up. But as you can see, it's really busy, but there's more parking around the back. They've spent a lot of time on there and done a lot of work to it. So, pit stop and then moving on. Yay, the Scottish border! We're finally in Scotland! Woo! Coming alongside Loch Lomond now. So Loch Lomond is 15 miles long and at the widest point I think is 3 miles wide. Ben Lomond, you can see on the right hand side, was my first mountain that I ever climbed. Unfortunately I didn't get the view that you can see today. But Loch Lomond is a beautiful place. They do boat trips on there, and there's various places where you can stop and enjoy the view on the way up. Beautiful place. Onwards through the Bridge of Orkney and then up to Tindrome, where you have to stop at the Green Welly shop. Tindrome is one of the stops on the West Highland Way for walkers. The West Highland Way is 96 miles long or 154 kilometres, and it starts in Mulgavie near Glasgow and it goes up to Fort William. Most people do it from south to north. Me being different, I did it from north to south because it felt like I was walking home. The idea is if you start south to north, it's a bit easier and it breaks you in and gets you the fitness level ready to climb the hills and the mountains as you get onwards near to Fort William. The second day, to be fair, from Fort William was quite tough. You spent all day walking up a hill. But it's a great experience and the views and the scenery are just amazing. But now we are here at the Green Welly shop. So this started off as a small garage originally, and it's grown into a massive shop with lots of crafts, knickknacks, food, obviously the fuel, and you can just grab something to eat, restaurant or take away, and anything Scottish they sell here. They have various whiskies and all goodies that you can buy. After leaving the welly shop, we're continuing up towards Glencoe, Moor, and we're going to stop over tonight at Fort William, which you'll see later on. But enjoy the views as we go through the beautiful scenery towards Moor. The West Highland Way actually runs alongside on that right hand side of the film. You can see the path winding through just at the lower part of the hill. So it gives you an idea of what the West Highland Way is all about. It's quite a good walk for beginners. There's long distance walking. If you've never done one, it's a good first one to do. It's got some different challenging. It's good fun. Continuing along the A82, I'm going up to the road, right up to where you can actually park for Loch viewpoint, which is a great viewpoint that overlooks the loch and you see the mountains. And generally there's normally deer on the right hand side as well. We don't stop off there today, but it gives you an idea. You can have a look. On the left hand side is where Loch is, and you'll see the view. Rannoch Moor, very sparse and vast moorland. You always see these dotted lakes, whatever you want to call them, lochs, water, ponds. You never see any wildlife on them though. It's very sparse and quiet. Then this leads on to Glencoe. So this is just the edge of Rannoch Moor and coming into the start of Glencoe. Glencoe is my favourite place in Scotland. I just love it. The scenery is absolutely stunning. You will never experience it through film, watching it on telly. You have to be there to appreciate the beauty of these mountains and the actual height of them. They're a lot bigger than how they look on here, but you have to go and see it. There's lots of parking where you can just look at the scenery and the views, or go walking through the mountains. Unfortunately, there's waterfalls as well, and you go wild swimming, which is the start of this video with me sitting at the picture. Unfortunately, we had a really good run so far up to this point, and then as we came around the corners, traffic started to get a bit busier and we come to a sudden halt. And unfortunately, a motorcyclist had T-boned a car. The car never saw him as he's pulling out one of the car parks, and the motorcyclist was in quite a bad way. Window smashed, T-boned, and we were waiting around there for an hour and a half, which wasn't great, not for anybody involved. The waterfalls on the left hand side, didn't quite catch it in the video, but you see the parking, you can actually join it up there. But yeah, shortly we do come to a stop, which is such a shame, but we had good views while we were waiting. Hopefully the motorcyclist wasn't injured too much and makes a good full recovery. The house coming up on the right belonged to the paedophile Jimmy Savile. I think they should knock it down. It's an eyesore and bad memories for many people. As I said earlier, this is where we came to a halt for an hour and a half. So we enjoyed the sun and the views whilst they attended to the accident. We finally reached Fort William early evening around 7 p.m. We were very hungry, so we were headed off to Morrison's to get something to eat. Fort William actually originated because there was a fort built, constructed in stone around 1698. It withstood a siege during the Jacobite Rebellion of 1745 and was subsequently used as a base for the hunt for Bonnie Prince Charlie. Bit of history there for you. Coming along the side of Loch Linney, the red building on the left is a seafood restaurant that I believe to have very good reviews. I don't go and eat there because I don't really like seafood, but if you do, that's a place recommended by many. Found a new overnight stay, just £5 a night, where you can sleep in your motorhomes. A car park just opposite the Lidl. Really nice quiet night, can recommend. Disappointingly, the current ferry was not working and hasn't been for many months. It's due to be fixed in October, which meant a detour of about 50 minutes. So we decided to stop off at the Harry Potter Bridge. Very mystical. Quick visit to the Glenfinnan Monument, which was there to commemorate the Jacobite Rising in 1745 when Bonnie Prince Charles raised his standard on the shores of Loch. Not the best day to basically go and have a look at the Glenfinnan Viaduct. The steam train was running, but we were far too early to hang around to watch it. Andy stayed in the car with the dog while I decided to walk over and have a look. It was absolutely howling it down, which you can't see, but it's heavy rain. all in all, I enjoyed it anyway, and the views are still nice in Scotland, whether it's raining, sunny or whatever. It is mystical.
Anti-drones.
You cannot fly a drone here. They don't like you flying drones, which is a shame because we wanted to do that. But the monument is the monument. The Harry Potter Bridge is great. It always looks better from the top when you go up the hill. You can walk through. It's pathway all the way up, and you can see it really well. So because we didn't hang around for the train to watch it come through and over the bridge, which is magical, that gives me an excuse to go back another day. But I still went up there to get the view so you can have a look. I have to say, driving round here and not being able to come across on the ferry, which takes 5 minutes, seemed to take forever. Single track roads all the way, very busy, lots of plastic passing places, but there's lorries and cars, and it's stop start stop start. We were so glad she was open for a coffee.
Raining again. I get out the car, it rains.
Finally, we have arrived at Loch, ready to go across to Mull. You don't have to book to go on this ferry, and we love it. Really don't want to be advertising it much though, because it's getting more popular. Some people can't be bothered with the drive, but if you've got a dog that's nervous and you can sit in the car with them all the way, it takes about 20 minutes to get across, and you just turn up. It's £14 single ticket, around that, and then about 28 for the return. It's the same again. But a great little ferry. You got a coffee shop, no coffees on board, but it doesn't take long. It's just a hassle-free way of getting over to Isle of Mull. So we are now leaving Loch. Goodbye, hopefully some sunny weather. And hello to Mull. And now we see the glimpse of Mull. Finally on our way. I hope you've enjoyed watching our travelling up to the Isle of Mull, and obviously we hope it gets better weather than what's currently in this video. But it's been fun, some great scenery, glad we're on the ferry and finally getting over to the Isle of Mull to start our week's holiday on our favourite bird watching island. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe and look out for my videos. They're just simple videos, as you can see, but hopefully they're informative and you enjoy them. So thanks for coming along, and see you for part 2.